Welcome back to Melodic Memories of Lights Monarch. I'm Casey, and I want to start off by saying happy belated BVB Day. Now, for those that don't know, Black Veil Brides, yes, the Black Veil Brides, they released their first ever single, Knives and Pens, on June 17th, 2009. That marks 17 years ago. 17 years since they released that song. So 17 years, essentially, since the band has been, well, the band. Yes, it started before that. Yes, Andy has been doing it since he was in, high school, originally under the name Beerzak, but all the same, Black Veil Brides, as we know them today, few different members, of course, but more or less, the same kind of band that we know started 17 years ago. So happy Black Veil Brides month, day, what have you, to all that celebrate, because I myself most certainly celebrate. I honestly can't believe it. I can't believe that this band is nearing 18 years old. It's nearing an adult. And that screws me up very much, because I remember just kind of reminiscing a bit. I remember back in 2014 when I found the band, and I believe the summer of 2014. So it's been a while for myself, but I wasn't there when they started. I wasn't there when they were just playing shows on milk crates in parking lots. It's been a long time, and they've come a very, very long way. Not to say the dedicated fan base they have, the Black Veil Brides Army, which I am gladly and happily a part of, but the entire support system that they've gained throughout this entire record era of Vindicate, let alone their past. Obviously, us fans have always been there, but now they're not playing those kinds of shows. They are headlining different shows, or headlining festivals even, or if not headlining, being a part of very big festivals with massive crowds singing along and rocking out to their songs rather than throwing bottles or bags of shit at them. They have come a long way, and the fact that this month is Black Veil Brides month because of Knives and Pens, it just needs to be mentioned. It needs to be celebrated, because why the hell not? This was the month that really just brought us this band, shot them into the stratosphere with Knives and Pens on MySpace, if you will. It's been a long time, and their legacy is continuously being written. I'm so proud of that band, and I just can't believe, again, that they're 17 years old. They've been at it so long, and honestly, watching their live streams, their videos, all the things that they've been doing, they look and seem happier than they have ever been. And this is, again, someone that came in around 2014 summer era, right after Wretched and Divine, so their biggest album at that point, and now they've surpassed it. Now they are in a state where they have made an album bigger than Wretched and Divine. That's insane. Granted, I say that without knowing actual numbers, so don't quote me on it. But from just feel and complete vibe of the whole, kit and caboodle, if you will, they are paving the way for their legacy to be etched even further into the history of rock and roll. And I'm so, so proud of them again. And not to mention even the tour that they're doing for their album Vindicate Tour 2, they announced a brand new leg, a UK leg to be exact. So if anyone is interested, there's tons of content regarding Black Veil this month, be it my podcast here that you're listening to now, other fan casts with the likes of BVB Army Hearts to Hearts, Cassidy Downs podcast, or even the live streams of Black Veil playing different festivals. There's really something for everyone. And again, being that it is their month, their time to shine, what better time to just dive into everything, not just the live streams. Again, I could honestly go on about the Hellfest live that just happened, Hellfest Open Air 2026. There was a live stream for them. Anyone interested, it is on their YouTube channel, not Black Veil's, but Hellfest's own YouTube channel, and they ended up playing an amazingly awesome set. Too short, in my opinion, but for a festival and to see the crowd's reactions, I think they played the right songs. They started with Knives and Pens, which, of course, they had to. What better song to start with? Then they went into Bleeders, Hallelujah, Vindicate, Certainty, Rebel Love Song, Revenger, Faithless, The Legacy, and In the End. So all very good songs, all very recognizable songs from Black Veil Brides. They aren't really playing any deep cuts. Not saying that they ever really did out of the ordinary, but regarding their whole set list, they've curated it. They have found a way to curate the festival set list just to the perfect amount of songs. I wish there were more. Yes, I wish some might be there over others, but I can't really complain. That is a great Black Veil set, and anyone that was there lucky enough to see it in person, I am envious of you. Happy for you all the same, but there's some envy there. So honestly, what a set. It was intense. The only downside truly was the lack of CC, which is very much felt within every single drum hit, the snare, whatever, what have you. We miss him. CC, my heart still continuously goes out to you and your family. And even though he's dealing with his hardships, Black Veil are still playing through everything. They are still putting on amazing shows. And with this Hellfest, they even played through 100-degree Fahrenheit weather. So a literal Hellfest, as Andy even jokingly said when he started playing. They played the Hellfest, which is insane. Can't believe they pushed through that. Also, for those interested in actually seeing them instead of just on live streams and whatnot, they did announce, as I mentioned, a second leg to Vindicate Tour. They'll be tearing up the UK this coming leg with the newest release of Vindicate. They're going to be plowing through a lot of those songs. They even mentioned putting more of those songs into the set list as fans begin to, know them. Though I believe most of the fan base knows all the songs off by heart now, I would have to say. If not, you got some work to do before they tour towards you. I, again, am envious. I'm jealous, but I'm honestly happy for all of you all the same. It's a little bit of a frenzied mix of emotions. I wish I could go. I wish I could see them. I wish so many things, but they're not going to happen. I just have to patiently wait and hope, fingers crossed, that they eventually come back to Canada so I can see them. All that aside, though, alongside Black Veil and their festivals that they've been doing, 21 Pilots have been doing a run of their own. They actually just hit up 3 different festivals this past weekend, I believe starting on Friday, with Pinkpop, which, again, in the rain, they got to play in the rain. That just brings me right back to the Goo Goo Dolls moment. The iconic one. Yes, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I shouldn't even have to explain it. They played Iris, pouring rain. Insane. Intense. I wish I could have seen that. I know when I seen 21 Pilots last in Toronto, it was rained out. It got canceled not canceled, I guess. It was ran short because of a storm. And there was a big tin roof above us. So we had to leave. There wasn't any way around that. They weren't going to continue playing. They weren't allowed. I know I touched on it in my episode when I'd seen them. If anyone's interested, go back and listen if you'd like. Other than that, though, I didn't get to stand in the rain and sing along to Tally or whatever else that I can't remember the exact songs they played during the rain, but I believe it was Tally with Seven Nation Army, Stressed Out Trees. Like it was a downpour for the end half of that set, their end portion and quarter. And I wish so badly I could have been a part of that. Man, you have no idea. Just the emotion, the raw emotion that would just pull out of everybody. Ugh. Anyways, they also played Hurricane Fest and Southside Fest. I was able to watch the 2 live streams. The first 2, I missed out on the third one. Unfortunately, I was busy on Sunday, which is when that third festival happened, the Southside Fest. I missed it because of Father's Day. It is what it is. I'm not gonna choose 21 Pilots over my dad, let alone any band really. When it comes to those special days, I actually want to go and spend them with the special people that they're for, obviously. So I didn't get to catch it. Maybe if I was seeing them in person, it would have been a different story and I would have rescheduled with my dad, but that's not the case. So their festival set list went as such throughout every single fest. It did not change. We got Overcompensate, The Contract, Center Mass, Shy Away, Heathens, Next Semester, One Way into Stolen Dance, a cover of that song, Tear in My Heart, Jumpsuit, City Walls, Nico and the Niners. Granted, City Walls, just to touch on that, it's just the piano bit. He does the first verse. It's fantastic. Watch it if you want to know what I'm talking about. But anyways, Nico and the Niners, Heavy Dirty Soul, drum show, interlude cover. They did not do an interlude cover for two of the sets. I believe in the first one they did one of them. I wouldn't be able to say what song. I can't remember the name of it, but you hear it, you'll instantly know it. Raw Fear, Drag Path, Doubt Demo, Ride, Tally/Believe, which again, cover, Seven Nation Army cover, Stressed Out, and Trees. Very good set list, if I do say so myself. It was lovely watching them just do their thing online. Same thing with Black Veil, like just sitting there watching the YouTube live stream. I know it's not like being there in person, but it's as good as it gets. It's as close as one's gonna get for the people that can't see them, such as myself. Luckily, I have seen them both, like both bands, a couple times over, so it's not like I've never ever seen them, but all the same, it is as good as it gets, and I'm glad that they're actually doing these sorts of things, these live streams for these festivals, even more than they've ever done before. I don't remember them really being a thing back in the day, so lovely to see that it is now finally being shown to people that can't afford to go, or again, you really can't afford to go, but just can't make it to the show. It at least leaves us with one way to see and show love for our favorite artists, and that alone is enough for me. So that made for a couple amazing live streams to watch. Glad I was able to catch the vast majority of them, even if I did miss the last festival, the Southside Fest, that 21 Pilots did. But again, very good all the same, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they should be able to be found on YouTube if you missed out as well. So I'd highly recommend. It is a great way to feel connected to our favorite artists, let alone seeing a show live. Nothing beats the live experience, as always. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. When it comes to seeing a band live, you are going to have more fun doing that than watching a live stream. Granted, if it's a band you don't care about, or an artist you don't care about, don't even know, maybe you'll enjoy that live stream more. Obviously, that goes without saying. But when it comes to an artist you enjoy, you love, you can watch a live stream of them, or you can go see this other artist you love live. Pick the live choice. Like, come on, go outside, touch grass, meet people, come on. But when it comes to it, through and through, a live stream will always be there. That live show may not, especially when it comes to smaller shows. So this past Monday, the reason why my last episode was a bit earlier than usual, I was able to go with my buddy Paul. Shout out to you, man. Love you to bits. I was able to go with Paul to Better Than Fred's. Yes, a local venue. Can't even really call it a venue. It's a bar. So a bar show. But they have metal shows, rock and roll shows, some country here and there, but they do concerts. And I was luckily able to go see, and was planning to go see for probably a few months now, the Unending, Devolver, and All Was Lost. They are some bands local anyways. Unending, I can't remember exactly where they're from. Same with All Was Lost. I believe Edmonton was one of them, the other maybe Vancouver. But all the same, they're local Canadian acts. Small Canadian acts, I should say. Devolver being the only actual local to the Grande Prairie area. So when it comes to Devolver, I've seen them before, way more than once. They're usually at any show when it comes to hardcore music being played at Fred's. They're usually on the bill. And this show was absolutely no exception. I was able to go with Paul, as I mentioned, walked in, got to see a bunch of people I knew, reminisced with some people that I knew, met some new people as well, some actually really cool people. I was able to actually connect with a few people, made some new friends on Facebook, Instagram, what have you, and it was honestly a complete blur because of how fast it went. And I did get knocked in the head. This lady in the mosh pit, she, bless her soul, she did not mean to do it, but she was rocking out hard. And as mosh pits go, you bang into someone. Her head flew back right into the tip of my eyebrow, like the bridge. I don't know exactly what the medical term is for it, but into my eyebrow all the same, the little pointy part. And it just instantly goose egged. Not terribly. It could have been far worse because it wasn't a massive hit. And that's the thing. I didn't think it would do anything. But the moment it hit, it just like, ow, that hurt like somebody just punched me in the face. So what happened, got hit in the eyebrow there, and it started swelling up, and since then, I've been dealing with a black eye. It doesn't look terrible, but you can tell it's there. It looked a lot worse on that following day, the Tuesday. So all that to be said, because of all that, and a little bit of drink to be had, I definitely was feeling myself. Don't remember every single last detail, aside from just the show being awesome and meeting some awesome people too. So I'm glad I was able to meet them, add them on Facebook, add them on Instagram and all this, and even meet some of the band members. I was able to meet All Was Lost, and they want to be on the podcast actually. So I still have to reach out to them to kind of work out some time frame here for them to actually show up, but I would love to have them on. They've got an amazing album that I was able to pick up. And if anyone is interested in some good music, some metalcore, if you will, definitely check out All Was Lost. They're very small, but they are definitely worth it. And that goes without saying for all of the bands. Devolver, of course, they are amazing. I've already touched on them in previous episodes, especially the one that I talked about Mud Crab and whatnot. Anyone interested, go check that out, please. It would mean a lot. And also the Unending. This was the first time I've ever heard about them. I didn't know anything about them, but they moved me so much to just actually pre-order their album. Like, their album wasn't there. They're coming out with a brand new album apparently. I pre-ordered it. It was $50. I guess it's coming with a bunch of signed stuff. And the band was actually incredibly polite. And they stood up for the fact that music means something, especially in this time. These hard times that we're dealing with as human beings, as a society, music means a lot. And he touched on that after the show was over. Literally, everything was turned off. He got up onto the speakers and just yelled, like screamed it to everybody, because the mics were already cut. So he just got up and yelled it to everyone that wanted to listen, and I was definitely one of those people that listened. And I went and bought the album because I loved their set and I loved what he had to say. And I hope that the album eventually, when it does come in, is fantastic. I got the vinyl for it. I don't think they had any CDs or any other way to get it, but they did say I'll be getting it early once they, actually have them and are finished the album. They'll ship it out. Hopefully they actually follow through with that. I know it ran through my mind of like, am I getting gypped right now? But I don't think that'd be the case because of how genuine they honestly seemed as people and as artists. So obviously we'll see. Time will tell if I did get taken advantage of there, but it was a great set. I loved the people I was able to meet and the music I was able to hear. And if anyone is able to see some live shows, especially when it comes to small bar shows or whatever, so long as it's safe, of course, take that as number one. If you feel safe, please go check out some live acts. Even if you don't know who they are, support your local hardcore scene. And anyone from the GP hardcore scene that is listening, how did you like the show? Because I myself liked it a whole hell of a lot. And for those that aren't in the scene, let me know in the comments below if you've been to a bar show before. And if not, what's the smallest show you've ever been to? Let me know down below. And while you're there, please leave a like, subscribe, share with your friends. All of it means a lot to me. Now, to move past me and my black eye at the last show that I went to, I want to talk about some movies. Now, I just recently, after I believe the next day, on the Tuesday when I had my little black eye there, I actually seen a double header of movies at the movie theater with Reese. Shout out to you, Reese. Thank you so much for being a part of that and coming along with me. We ended up watching Scary Movie, the brand new one, Scary Movie, I believe it's 6, and Backrooms. Yes, I went and seen Backrooms. So those were the two movies I went and watched with Reese, the both of us. We wanted to go see them. I personally wanted to go see Obsession and then Backrooms, but that was a little bit too much for her just because she wanted something to be a little more lighthearted and fun to go into something more serious and scary. I'm not saying Backrooms was entirely frightening, but it definitely had its moments. 100%. And to put this out here, I'm not going into any spoilers, so no worries. No spoiler alert to be had. I'm not touching on anything of the sorts. Just wanted to say the movies, I did enjoy them. Scary Movie itself was just a funny time. It was stupid, but funnily stupid. Like, as everyone would expect from a scary movie, they lived up to the expectations. Cannot deny that there. I wouldn't say it's my favorite scary movie, but again, those types of movies are ones that I watch when I don't want to think, so I don't really remember them very well. When it comes down to every last detail, I'll remember some jokes here and there if they really hit. But I do and will say that the directors, the Wayans brothers, they did reach the goal that they wanted to reach with Scary Movie 6 and having people feel good after leaving the movie. And that is exactly what I felt. I felt good. I didn't feel cheated. I didn't feel like I wasted my time. And I didn't feel disgusted, because that was something I didn't like about the later Scary Movie entries. And I know it wasn't the same directors for those, so that kind of makes sense. But it was good for what it was. Keep your expectations to a normal level, and you'll enjoy it all the same. As for Backrooms, now this was the big one. This was the one that I really, really wanted to see. Even before it became a movie. I've seen some of the YouTube series here and there. I don't know a whole lot about it. I'm not going to try to pretend that I was diving in before it was cool. Like, that's not at all what I'm saying. All I'm trying to say is that I did, at least was aware and did see some of the YouTube series of what Backrooms was. Did I like it then? Hell yes. Did I like it now? Also yes. They did it perfectly, in my opinion. Again, I don't know all the details. I don't know all the lore. All that deep dive shit that some people know about Backrooms, I do not. I'm not one of those people. I'm just your average guy when it comes to it. So with Backrooms, I really enjoyed it for all that it was. I think for what I know of the YouTube series, they transitioned that into the actual theatrical sense very, very well. Even though I will admit there were some found footage portions of the movie, and those were certainly, like, hands down certainly, the highlight of the film. So when they actually go into the back rooms and have the camera up and it is found footage, or at least seems like found footage, definitely the highlight and favorite part of the movie for me. But that might be different for you. Definitely go see it if you're at all interested. It actually just passed like $300 million, I think, at the domestic box office, if I'm not mistaken. Regardless, though, it is most certainly A24's biggest movie of all time. And granted, that could change as we go along and they make more movies, but Backrooms was good for what it was. Does it need a sequel that they're working on currently? Fuck no, it doesn't. It doesn't need a sequel at all. There's some stuff that watching the movie, they kind of breadcrumbed to maybe making a sequel possible if people wanted it. And I guess that's what they're going to be doing. But regardless, I don't want to touch on anything else because I don't want to accidentally slip up and say something I shouldn't, regarding spoilers anyways. But when it comes to the movies, they were very, very good watches. Also, to touch on Scary Movie one last time, I actually watched The Substance, the Substance movie, A24 as well, for the first time with Reese, like a few days before going to see Scary Movie. And I won't say anything other than that, other than the fact that it was honestly and ultimately a perfect time to watch that movie. Other than that, though, I seen one other film this past week. That being, on Saturday, I went and seen Toy Story 5. Yes! Toy Story 5 is finally here, and it is here to stay. They did an amazing, amazing job. And yes, I did rewatch all of the other Toy Story movies. I actually was able to buy them on 4K not too long ago. And I watched Toy Story 1 and 2 maybe a few weeks ago, and then on that Saturday, I binged through 3 and 4. I've seen them before. Again, if anyone knows my podcast, you'll already know I love Toy Story. It's no secret how much I love it, how much those toys mean to me. And with all that being said, Toy Story 5, it is worthy of the Toy Story name. In my opinion, granted, in my opinion. I'm not going to go into spoilers with this one either, other than the fact of what was shown in the trailers. So If you watch the trailers, I'm not saying anything the trailers didn't show. When it comes to Toy Story, we know with the past movies, they are all fantastic. Toy Story 4 being the low point for certain. Should it have stopped at Toy Story 3? You're damn right it should have. But Toy Story 5 is, in my opinion, back on track. Toy Story 5 felt more like a Toy Story movie to me than what Toy Story 4 felt like. With Toy Story 4, and I know I'm not supposed to focus on that one, it's the old one, but with that movie, it didn't feel like a Toy Story movie rather than the Woody movie, if you will. But when it comes to Toy Story 5, yes, the main center character, to no one's surprise, is Jessie. The song Taylor Swift released is, obviously about her. All of the trailers have been showing more about her, and she is the main character. Hands down, main one. But the rest of the toys weren't just treated like side characters. Not completely. Yes, they weren't treated as well as they were in Toy Story 1 or 2, but Pixar at least respected them, and at least respected the fact that Buzz has a brain. Thank fuck they made Buzz smart again. That is my biggest gripe watching Toy Story 4. Buzz makes me so mad. Why did they make him an idiot in that movie? Why did they make him so stupid in that movie? And then the rest of the toys are just sidelined. I'm glad this movie gives more of the toys some time to shine. Not a whole lot. It is still just focused on the main three, being Buzz, Woody, and Jessie. They're the ones even shown on most of the promotional material. I got a cup from the movie theater that has the three of them on it alongside the new villain of the movie, Lilypad. So yeah, it's definitely more so their movie than any of the other toys, but all of that to be said, they did an amazing job in making it feel like a Toy Story film, and it is a quality, worthwhile watch, in my opinion. I very much enjoyed it. I didn't know what to expect, to be honest. I stayed away from a lot of the trailers and a lot of the teasers, aside from the main ones that were kind of dropped when it was first announced. Everything since, when they're like, oh, here's a new clip of Toy Story, here's a new clip of blah, 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 I just scroll past it. I didn't want to know. I'm already watching the movie. Why do I need this? So when it came down to watching the actual film, I really enjoyed it, and happily so. I was honestly quite worried because, again, these toys, it's sad to say because it sounds silly whenever I say it, but I'm just being honest about it. They mean a lot to me. These movies mean a lot to me. They make me cry, and not just cry, they make me sob, just to be real with you for a moment. A lot of the plot and different story beats and moments in these films, they make me sob. And with Toy Story 5, I was grinning, I was smiling, I was laughing, I was crying, all of the emotions, literally all of them checked off. They did an amazing job with this film. I don't think it's the best Toy Story movie ever. I don't think it is the best Pixar film ever. But it is worthwhile and worthy of having the title of my favorite Pixar franchise, being Toy Story. So, Toy Story 5, again, I could keep praising it and saying the same things, but I'm going to stop there and just say, if you're on the fence about Toy Story because you know that it probably should have ended a long time ago, don't lose all hope. I'm not saying it is the best, the most fantastical one, but it was a good watch. It left me feeling something, which is always good, and it had a message that is honestly something that resonates with people today more than ever, especially with the children of today. So Toy Story 5 is worthwhile. Go check it out if you love Toy Story. I don't think you'll be disappointed, and if you are, blame me. Just blame me, I guess, if it makes you feel any better. But Toy Story 5 was a great time. Other than that, though, the Toy Story franchise, with this most recent release of Toy Story 5, which has opened to $160 million domestically and $152 million overseas for a global debut of $312 million. It's the biggest opening for the franchise and the best domestic opening of 2026 so far. And it makes the entire Toy Story franchise the highest rated franchise ever on Rotten Tomatoes, being Toy Story 1 with 100%, Toy Story 2 with 100%, Toy Story 3 with 98%, Toy Story 4 97%, and Toy Story 5, the lowest, being 94%. So if that goes to show it's not the best one out there, I mean, you can take that with a grain of salt. I still think it was pretty good, and probably more worthy of a 97 than Toy Story 4 was, but hey, I'm not a critic. What do I know, right? I'm a movie lover and I love those toys, so obviously I watched it. It was a good film. But when it comes to the music of the Toy Story 5 movie, the producer Jessica Choi, she shared a letter that she sent to Taylor Swift inviting her to join the film. And that letter itself says, "Hey Taylor, I had the pleasure of meeting you over lunch when you visited Pixar for All Too Well. It is so refreshing to meet someone who turns out to be as genuine as you had hoped, and transparently, that is what sparked our hopes and dreams of collaborating with you. First and foremost, I'm fully aware that Austin has already discussed writing an original song for the film, so there's absolutely no pressure if you continue to decide this isn't the right time. But we would certainly kick ourselves if we didn't give you some background on the film and the team we fought to build. 3 years ago, I joined the Toy Story 5 team as an outsider to Pixar. I had spent much of my career working on big franchise films, Thor Ragnarok, Avatar, Cats. So my goal then was to work with strong female creatives on equally big films, focused around a female protagonist. I hesitated when asked about TS5, given it was historically a male-centric franchise, but after reading the script, I realized there was an opportunity to change that. The Toy Story franchise has always been about Woody and Buzz. This will be the first of 5 where the primary focus is Jessie, the yodeling cowgirl, and her journey embracing her beautifully eccentric style of leadership and character. Huge efforts were made to build a team around Jessie that could do her justice. Key creatives like our lead editor, animation supervisor, the first solo female animation supervisor on a Pixar film in 30 years, our character lead, and our cloth and shading supervisors. Despite concerns around us moving away from a Woody-centric or Buzz-centric Toy Story film, we believe Jessie's story deserved to be told and told well. We are so inspired by your journey carving a path in a male-dominated industry and advocating for it through music. And we believe if Jessie were not but a tiny toy, she would be equally inspired and would also have the whole world in the palm of her hand. I'd love the opportunity to connect, if not this time, hopefully soon. Congrats on your engagement. Jessica Choi, producer." So that was her letter to Taylor Swift. It was a lengthy one, so apologies on that. But I wanted to read it out because it was just nice. It was nice to hear. And the fact that Pixar was going towards a female-centric or female-centered Toy Story movie. I wouldn't have guessed that. I mean, I guess I could have assumed, but I wasn't about to. Very cool to know, straightforward, on why Taylor Swift was introduced into this project and why she was reached out to. Very, very cool to know. And on top of it, the I Knew It, I Knew You by Taylor Swift, that song she did for Toy Story 5, it becomes the very first Disney song in history to debut at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. She surpasses Drake and Rihanna for most number 1 hits by any artist this century on the Billboard Hot 100 and is now the woman with the most number 1 debuts in Billboard Hot 100 history with 9. She now has 15 number 1 hits overall. Moreover, with Taylor Swift, she has also been spotted at the studio and staying overnight even to work on something new. What that will be, we'll just have to wait and see. Nobody knows right now, but big things might be coming. And she had her debut single, Tim McGraw, released 20 years ago. So it has been 20 full years of Miss Taylor Swift. Absolutely insane, and I'm still, fingers crossed, holding out hope for that debut Taylor's version. Maybe she's putting some finishing touches on that, some vault tracks, who knows. We'll just have to wait and see why the hell she's in the studio that long, because she was there overnight. So happy 20 years, Taylor Swift, and I cannot wait to see what you are cooking up for us next. Now, speaking of Disney, I just wanted to mention some anniversaries here and there. Starting with The Hunchback of Notre Dame, that turned 30. Atlantis The Lost Empire turned 25. Toy Story 3 turned 16, while Toy Story 4 is 7. Brave is 14. Monsters University is 13. Inside Out is 11. And Lilo and Stitch is now 24 years old. These all happened in the past week. Insane. Absolutely insane. And they're all Disney/Pixar films. Wild. Love all of those films. 2 bits, maybe the least being Monsters University, but I do love myself some Monsters Inc. Cannot go wrong with that. But in some somber news regarding Lilo and Stitch, Davy Chase, the voice actress of Lilo, has died at the age of 35. She passed away. So Chase was best known as the original voice of Lilo in Lilo and Stitch, as well as for playing Samara Morgan in The Ring. It all seemed even heavier if you've seen the artwork that creators Chris Sanders and Dean DeBlois have shared of Stitch in Feeding Pudge the Fish. It's something they posted to their socials, I believe. I know I seen it because of discussing films. It was honestly heartbreaking. It's just a photo drawn of Stitch feeding Pudge the fish his peanut butter sandwiches, I believe. It very, very sad. May Davy rest in peace, because not only is that way too young to pass away, 35, like hello, but also for somebody that is the voice of so many's childhood, like my heart goes out to her family. To get off of that though and focus on something a little bit brighter, a little more cheerful, and a little happier all in all, we got our first look at the new Chainsaw Man arc, with the trailer for the Assassin arc. So new Chainsaw Man stuff coming hopefully soon. Logan, thank you for showing me that once again. Austin Powers 4 also is confirmed to exist by Mike Myers. He said so himself. It will happen eventually. And Shrek 5 got its first proper trailer with a summer 2027 release window. There were a lot of mixed reactions. In my opinion, I will have to say the characters have all been minionified, if that makes sense, Illumination. Even though I know it's DreamWorks, I don't know why they look the way they do, and that is definitely the biggest contention point within the entirety of Shrek 5 being shown off. It is very kind of off-putting. I will say they nailed the look of getting older. They definitely do look older, but it is not the fact that they're just looking older. No, they are completely different art styles. And again, the best way I could put it, and really the only way I can think to put it, is they minionified Shrek. And that feels wrong. Like, it just feels not right at all. But I will say that I do believe people need to realize that this movie isn't for them. It's not for me. It's not for you. It is literally for your children. And if you don't have children, it's for people of that age. Like, these movies aren't for us anymore. And yes, it's sad to say. It is very upsetting to say, because I grew up with that franchise as well. Shrek? Fuck, Shrek is love, Shrek is life. It's never ogre, okay? Like, I do love Shrek, and it is unfortunate to see that they are doing this with him and bringing him into this new era. But that is what happens with children's things, or just things in general. They're always going to change. They're never going to stay the same. And it's honestly, for better or for worse, a part of growing up, whether one likes it or not. So Shrek 5, there's a lot of opinions about it, and I'm sure a lot of people listening have some opinions themselves. If you have any that you want to share them down below. Feel free. But to move on past Shrek and my thoughts of the fact that he looks like a minion, comes down to some quick gaming news. Starting with Kingdom Hearts. Who would have guessed it? I'm starting with Kingdom Hearts, my favorite franchise that finally got a brand new trailer for its brand new entry that hasn't even been announced, but will be here soon. I love this franchise, okay? So Kingdom Hearts had a brand new interview, or at least there was a new interview with Nomura from Famitsu for their 40th anniversary. He talked about Kingdom Hearts. So Tetsuya Nomura went on to say, after being asked, among the games you've been involved in, which one has left the strongest impression on you? Nomura said, it would be hard for me not to mention Kingdom Hearts, which has become the work of my life. I never would have thought the journey would be this long. At the start of the project, I visited Disney's headquarters many times, and many of our discussions came to fruition over time. We really managed to give birth to a world of dreams and magic. I still have things left to accomplish, and even with the fourth game, we're trying new things, so stay tuned. So big things when it comes to Kingdom Hearts. Obviously, we're getting the fourth entry. Nomura loves Kingdom Hearts. It is his life's work. Absolutely fantastic to know that. Obviously, it kind of was, not to be like, you didn't need to say it, but the fact it was said and the recognition was given, and the fact that he loves that franchise and is still working to do more that he has always wanted to do, and let alone the fact that they were able to kind of shoehorn in or implement things rather throughout the whole entire franchise as it went along over things that he talked about since day one, and now finally with Quadratum and all of that stuff becoming a real thing on reality. It's beautiful. It's beautiful that this man's vision and dream is finally coming to fruition, and that his life's work is Kingdom Hearts. My favorite thing, probably one of my favorite things, if not the favorite thing on this planet aside from music. So Kingdom Hearts means a lot to me, and the fact that he's going on saying these things, beautiful. I cannot wait for the next proper Tetsuya Nomura interview about directly Kingdom Hearts, and specifically Kingdom Hearts 4. When that will be, God knows, no idea. Hopefully sometime this year, if not at least by the anniversary of the Kingdom Hearts franchise, which will be turning 25 in March next year. And I believe that's when they're going to be having another event. Hopefully they do anyways. Nothing's been announced yet, but fingers crossed that we'll see something about the game, and Nomura tells us all about it when that day comes. Also, Kingdom Hearts 4 was revealed, or at least re-revealed, almost exactly 13 years after Kingdom Hearts 3 was officially revealed, being June 10th, 2013 versus June 9th, 2026. Just a day off. Holy shit. That is in itself insane, and thank you Damo on Twitter for pointing that out. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Nomura, you are a madman. Alongside Kingdom Hearts, we got some pre-orders for Grand Theft Auto 6. Yes, the big game. Don't even need to talk about it. Everyone already knows. But Grand Theft Auto 6 will officially begin pre-orders on June 25th for digital storefronts and, of course, at other select retailers. And the game has finally been revealed for the box art. They've at least given us that. Thank you, Rockstar. And it is still scheduled for release this coming November 19th, 2026. So great things all to be considered when it comes to gaming and whatnot. And of course, the music scene. It's been an amazing week for just announcements, anniversaries, everything really. And I've honestly got some desire to do some more personal growth and even write some more. So anyone that follows me on Twitter would have seen that I updated my Lights Thoughts. It's at Lights Thoughts on Twitter. That's where I'm going to be posting some poetry and just some other writings here and there. If I feel inspired, that's where they will end up. So please go follow that, and at Lights Monarch for everything else. I will be sharing those on there as well, just retweeting and what have you. But on top of that, I'll also be doing some unboxings here soon because my Vindicate packages are finally all in. Absolutely crazy that I had to wait this long, but they're finally all here. I can finally open them all for you guys to show you every single vinyl variant. I've got them all standing there, sitting there, looking me in the face, wanting to be opened and wanting to be listened to on my brand new record player that I have yet to actually listen to. I've set it up. It needs some finishing touches here and there because I don't think I fully set it up. I just kind of took it out of the box and it sits. I need to finish setting it up and actually spin these because I was waiting on them all to come and open them up so that could be the very first record I listen to on my brand new turntable. So big things coming. I'm going to have that hopefully by the end of the month at the latest, if not Canada Day itself. But regardless, there will be an unboxing on my YouTube channel of the Vindicate record, every single vinyl variant to be had, and of course my poetry that I will be putting on at Lights Thoughts on Twitter. Apart from that though, just some anniversaries I wanted to touch on regarding music. 10 years ago, 21 Pilots released Heathens. It's the 6th best selling rock song of the past decade, according to Billboard. Also, Breach has surpassed 500 million streams on Spotify. And a huge, massive happy belated birthday to Joshua Dunn, who is now 38 years old. He's getting old. Makes me sad, but hey, happy birthday, Josh. Then Bullet, of course, Bullet for My Valentine. Their Tears Don't Fall is now 20 years old. Eminem's Recovery album is 16 years old, the exact same day as Toy Story 3 turned 16. Wild. Crazy. I did not know that happened back then, but okay. Our Lady Peace released Gravity 24 years ago, and Life Goes On by Oliver Tree re-peaks at number 14 on the global Spotify with 2.99 million streams following his passing. Yes, it's sad that he's getting noticed because he died, but is it sad that people are discovering him and falling in love with his music? No, not at all. So the only sad part about it will be when the industry, the label itself, eventually releases something posthumous and goes against his wishes of his money being donated. Hopefully that doesn't come to fruition. You just gotta hope. There's nothing else we can do as music listeners other than not support it if it is not the case. So all that to be said, there was a little bit of discourse with Halsey. She got into a little bit of a spat with Anthony Fantano. Don't care for him much myself, but I don't know much about the guy either, so I can't really speak upon it. Just wanted to say good on you, Halsey, for clapping back on somebody trying to shit on you. If I'm missing any of the context, apologies. I don't mean to put my foot in where it shouldn't be, or at least my 2 cents where it shouldn't be. That's why I'm only saying this quick little bit about it. But congrats, Halsey, for standing up not only for yourself, but all of your fans. And, of course, all of the women that are affected as well. And on top of that, to kind of wrap it up, congrats to Fall Out Boy with Thanks for the Memories, American Pie by Don McLean, and The Calling with Wherever You Will Go on joining the Billions Club on Spotify. Crazy that we're there, but fuck yeah, all the same. Now, to properly wrap up with some new/upcoming releases, we got Bye 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 by Sleep Theory. Yes, it is a cover of the boy band banger itself, Bye Bye Bye. Then Bring Me the Horizon Dehumanized, coming out this Friday, the 26th of June, alongside Supergirl, dropping in theaters as well the exact same day. And there's going to be a possible tribute album for the Smashing Pumpkins. As per State of the Scene podcast on Twitter, they went on to write, a tribute to the Smashing Pumpkins, sending hearts to all my dearies. Sumerian Records appears to tease potential The Smashing Pumpkins tribute album, and their stacked roster boasting the likes of Bad Omens, Imminence, Poppy, Boundaries, and more make for big possibilities. Let's not forget Palais Royale as well. I would include Black Veil Brides in that, but unfortunately they're obviously not with that label anymore. Would be cool to see what they would want to do, but I hope that at least if Sumerian is doing it, they reach out to somehow get MCR on this tribute album. I know it wouldn't fit with the whole Sumerian Records vibe, because they're not signed to Sumerian, but MCR loves Smashing Pumpkins. That is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, influences on MCR other than 9/11. So please have them included in a tribute album, because if they are not there, it is not going to be a great tribute album, will it? Not saying the other bands won't do a hell of a job, just saying for meanings, for purpose-wise, if you will, just do it, Sumerian. Anyways, for other new releases, we got Beartooth with their newest single, Bullshit, as well as Julia Alexa, Call Me Charisma with Nirvana, and Motionless in White with Skylar Grey. Yes, Skylar Grey, love her to bits. She's usually in Eminem songs. Was shocked to see her here with their song R.I.P. Have not listened to it yet, unfortunately. I know I just went off about liking Skylar Grey, but I heard the little snippet of it on their Instagram when it was first posted. Did not like it. So I guess that's my opinion. I will listen to the song eventually, probably when the album actually drops. I'll listen to it in full. I'm not super interested or invested with Motionless this time around. I really like their past album. Just this time, nothing has fully captured me. Not saying it's bad. Their Afraid of the Dark single was definitely the best one so far. But With everything else, I'm content with just sitting here waiting for the album to drop, and I will give my proper opinions on it when that time comes. So, thank you everyone for listening, and as always, thank you so much for discovering the music within.